Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Harlequins as we get into the specifics of the Solitaire. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. And if you have any suggestions of Warhammer 40K topics that you guys would like us to create a video about, comment down below. Specifically Xeno race stuff. We have a lot of Imperial lore videos, so check out our archive. We might already have the video that you're asking for if you're talking about the Imperium and its lore. But with that said, guys, let's get into 40 facts on the Solitaire. Solitaires are the strangest and most dangerous of all the Eldar Harlequins. Called Arbanian in the Eldar lexicon, they are doom incarnate, for they play the part of she who thirsts in the dance without end, and once their path is chosen, no one can stay their hand. A Solitaire is outside a Harlequin mask, and roams the universe alone. These solitary Harlequins represent the monstrous pride that led the competing heroes on their dangerous quest, an aspect of Slaanesh herself. The organizational structure of a mask hails from ancient days, when Segarath's devotees were theatrical performers first and foremost. Since the fall, a place has traditionally been reserved in a mask structure, should a Solitaire lend his considerable abilities to a cause. But they are otherwise unchanged, centered around three distinct tropes: the light, the dark, and the twilight. Should one of the dreaded Solitaires decide to join a battle, they can slaughter entire enemy regiments in impossible displays of martial prowess. Solitaires are incredible warriors, able to move faster than the naked eye can follow. Their impossible acrobatics are such that no blade can strike them, nor bolt or blast find its mark upon their flesh. In battle, they are utterly lethal, their scything kicks and hammer blow punches coming so fast that most foes are dead before they can even realize that the fight has begun. Indeed, each individual Solitaire is the equal of a host of lesser warriors. Solitaires conceal themselves amongst Craftworld or Comrade society, hiding their true nature as they wander from place to place. Only occasionally will these dreaded figures reveal the monster that lurks beneath the facade, joining a mask for a performance or battle before drifting on once more. At such times, they speak and are spoken to only in ritual form, and are feared by most Eldar as an ill omen. This mime of horror stems from the fact that alone amongst the Harlequins, the Solitaire plays the role of Slaanesh. As a result, the Solitaire's role commands ultimate fear and respect. It also makes him the most dangerous of all the Harlequins, for a Solitaire treads the path of damnation, his essence doomed to be devoured by she who thirsts. In the year 666 of the 33rd millennium, it was the mask of the Dance Without End who gave the first ever performance of the Fall. Their audience were horrified, not least by the disturbing figure of the galaxy's first Solitaire as he brazenly bestrode the stage. Knowledge of his soul's forfeit means a Solitaire will ensure that the cost to his own foe is dear indeed before he meets his end. Despite the dark fate that awaits them, it is said that Solitaires are touched by the Laughing God, that they have his insights into the Fall, and even the nature of the universe. Many Eldar believe that to speak to a Solitaire is to invite a grisly demise, and that should an individual accidentally address or touch one of these lonely beings, they would be better to take their own lives there and then. The first the foe knows of the Solitaire's onset is a shimmering blur of light and a color streaking through their ranks. Then the killing begins. Soldiers fall, eyes widening as heads are severed, throats open, and hearts pierced. Blood falls like monsoon rain in the wake of a killer too fast to be seen. Only when he pauses for a moment amid the slaughter do his victims get a glimpse of their executioner, a domino field swirling around his lithe form, his grotesquely masked head tilted at a curious angle as he regards those he hunts. This is the Solitaire, and he leaps into motion once more. His victim's death are but seconds away. None even amongst the Harlequins know the limits of the Solitaire's abilities. Tales exist of these supernatural killers running up sheer fortress walls, spilling from the shadows inside locked bunkers, even slowing time itself. How much is myth and how much is the truth? Few can say for certain. To those who stand in the Solitaire's path, it matters little, for their death are assured either way. Like all Harlequins, the Solitaire wears a hollow suit during performances and in battle, where other Harlequins are garbed in vibrant, bewildering domino suits. The Solitaire wears an estrade hooded coat to disguise his appearance, revealing his demon-faced mask only moments before he strikes down his foe. In battle, hollow suits transform Harlequins into a dazzling blur, their outlines exploding into blizzards of light that leave the foe's aim confounded and their thoughts bewildered. In contrast to the lumpen and crude technology of lesser races, the Solitaire wears a flip belt, a tool of war, but also a thing of grace and beauty, appearing as an ornamental belt, usually inlaid with precious metals and inset with glorious gems. It is actually the casing for a complex anti-grav generator, so advanced that it would totally baffle the Adeptus Mechanicus. In their performance, flip belts enable Harlequins to jump and pirouette with preternatural grace. On the battlefield, they enhance their already formidable deadlines. The belt itself is so light that it does nothing to inhibit the wearer. In fact, it enables them to sprint effortlessly across the rubble, or run without slowing, and to leap and weave through deadly melee with the grace of the finest dancers. And those were 40 facts on the Solitaires. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you know of a Harlequin player or an Eldar player, send them this video. Hopefully they enjoy the lore of the Solitaires and hopefully they play some more Harlequin. Now that GW is combining basically all the Eldar factions into one, it's kind of scary to think what will happen to the Harlequins lore, because I feel that now that they're combining the Eldar, the Dark Eldar, the Harlequins, what is the other one? The Expedited Worlds, even though they don't really have models for the Expedited Eldar anymore. But now that they're combining everything and they're calling it the Inari, and they're fighting on the side of Iniad, if I remember correctly, and they're fighting Slanesh. Now I feel like they're all just going to mash everything together and kind of just simplify it. Kind of like they did with the Age of Sigmar stuff, where each individual race had their own unique lore and storyline, and then all of a sudden they just became the powers of destruction, the powers of the light, the powers of evil, or something like that, where they all just kind of mushed everything together into 4 different factions. I feel like that's what they did with the Eldar. They took all the different Eldar factions and they squished them together to make it into the Inari, and it's a bummer, but we'll see once the Codex comes out whether they do something along the lines of each individual faction of the Eldar gets their own little special abilities and whatnot, similar to like the Tyranids and the different hive fleets, or the Space Marines and the different chapters. Maybe we'll have like the Inari, but if you are from the Expedited Worlds, you get this buff. If you are a Harlequin, you get this buff. They're not going to get rid of the models, of course, because the models are out there. I just don't think that we're going to get any new lore, and I don't think we're going to get any new models for the Harlequin line, which is a bummer. Comment down below, let me know what you feel if you're an Eldar player. I know Xenos players, just in general, me playing the Orcs, I feel neglected by Warhammer or by Games Workshop. But I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that this year, once the Codex comes out, we at least get 1 or 2 new models. Hopefully there's some type of war boss, and of course, good tactics, I guess you could say. With that said, guys, if you want to support us, if you like what we do, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel. So when you get into a discussion about the future of the Eldar and the future of the Harlequins down in the comment section below, you're basically telling YouTube, hey, I like this content, I want more, support these guys. And, of course, thank you so much for that. With that said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.